You're there, everything going fine. The erection comes firm, no problem at all. You feel in control. And then, out of nowhere, halfway through, it starts to fade. It doesn't disappear completely, but that firmness is gone. You try to hold on. You try to bring it back. And it feels like your body just stops responding. And the worst part, it didn't happen just once. It's happening again. If you've been through this, you've probably asked yourself, what's going on with me? Is this normal? Stay with me until the end, because that's exactly what we're going to talk about. Let's talk about what you're really feeling, because there's a big difference between hearing someone talk technically about erectile dysfunction and being there in the moment with someone you care about, while your body just doesn't follow what you want. The erection starts out fine. You feel desire, you feel arousal, you're mentally present, but it doesn't last. It weakens. And then comes that awful mix of frustration, embarrassment, and confusion. The silence afterward feels heavy. You don't know what to say. You don't know whether to explain, make an excuse, or pretend it didn't happen. And the next day, it keeps replaying in your head. You start questioning yourself. Is it a lack of attraction? Is it my age? Am I losing my masculinity? And the worst part is this. You're probably not talking about it with anyone. Not with your partner, not with friends. You don't ask for help. You just keep it to yourself. And the more you keep it inside, the stronger the anxiety becomes. Because the next time you have an opportunity, that fear comes with it. The fear that it will happen again. And often, it does. Not because you don't want it to work, but because the psychological pressure has already taken over. Now, there's something you need to understand. This is not weakness. It's not a lack of masculinity. It's not a lack of desire. And it is definitely not something you're meant to carry alone in silence. Because this situation is far more common than you think. And most of the time, there is an explanation, there is logic behind it, and there is a path forward. Before we get into the real explanation, let's break down a few ideas that have probably crossed your mind. First belief, this is just an age thing. It's not. Yes, aging brings changes to the body, but a 25-year-old man can experience this just as much as a 55-year-old. And many times, the causes have nothing to do with age at all. They're related to lifestyle, stress, diet, sleep, circulation. So if you're younger and this is happening to you, it doesn't mean you're too old. It means something in your body is asking for attention. Second belief, it's all psychological. The mind plays a big role, that's true, but it's not everything. Many times what starts as a small physical issue turns into a cycle of anxiety. The erection fails once because of fatigue, stress, or poor circulation. Then you get anxious. The next time, that anxiety interferes even more, and you start thinking it's all in your head. But it's not. The body and the mind work together. Third belief, I need medication every time. Not necessarily. Medication can help, yes, but it doesn't fix the root cause. It offers temporary support. If the issue is circulation, hormones, chronic fatigue, or accumulated stress, medication alone becomes a band-aid. Your body is trying to tell you something. Now let's get to what really matters. What's actually happening when the erection starts strong but doesn't last? To understand that, we need to look at how an erection works in a simple way. When you feel desire, your brain sends a signal to your body. That signal relaxes the blood vessels in the penis, allowing blood to flow in with more force. The more blood that enters and stays there, the firmer the erection becomes. At its most basic level, that's how it works. But for the erection to stay firm, your body has to keep sending that relaxation signal. It needs to maintain steady blood flow. And nothing can interrupt that process. And this is where the problem usually starts. If, for any reason, blood flow isn't strong or consistent enough, the erection begins to weaken. That can happen for several reasons. The blood vessels may not be as healthy as they should be. There may be some level of blockage, even a mild one. The heart may not be pumping blood as efficiently as it should. All of this directly affects the ability to maintain an erection. There's another important factor, the nervous system. When you're stressed, anxious or exhausted, your nervous system goes into alert mode, and in that state, it literally works against an erection. It tightens blood vessels, reduces blood flow, and pulls your body out of the relaxed state that an erection needs. So if your mind is overloaded, if you didn't sleep well, or if you're worried about work or money, that interference is very real. And there's more, vascular fatigue. You know how a muscle gets tired after intense physical effort? Something similar happens with blood vessels. If your routine includes little physical activity, poor diet, too much alcohol, smoking, and not enough sleep, blood vessels gradually lose their ability to relax and contract efficiently. They become stiffer and less responsive, and when that happens, even if the erection starts strong, it can't be sustained because the vascular system can't maintain consistent blood flow. Think of it this way, it's like turning on a faucet with strong pressure at first, but then the water flow slowly weakens. It's not that the faucet is broken, it's that the system supplying it isn't working at full capacity, and the body is smart. When something isn't right with circulation, blood pressure or hormonal balance, erection problems are often one of the first signals to appear. That's why many health professionals see erectile function as an important indicator of overall male health. Now here's a truth you need to hear. If you ignore this signal, if you keep telling yourself it's just a phase that will pass on its own, you may be missing the chance to prevent something bigger. Because the issue isn't just the erection. The issue is what it may be revealing. If it's circulation, that can progress. If it's undiagnosed high blood pressure, there are real consequences. If it's a hormonal imbalance, it affects energy, mood, and overall drive. If it's chronic stress, it slowly wears down both your mental and physical health, and there's the emotional side of it too. Every time this happens and you do nothing, anxiety grows. Confidence drops. The fear of failing turns into a self-fulfilling prophecy, and then you start avoiding intimacy, you start making excuses, you start pulling away, and that affects your relationships, your self-esteem, and your life as a whole. This isn't about panic. It's about understanding that taking action is always better than pretending everything is fine. If this video is making sense to you, if you're seeing yourself in this situation, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. We share direct, honest content about real men's health here. And one important thing, everything we talk about here is for informational purposes. The goal is to bring clarity and help you understand what might be happening, but it doesn't replace an individual evaluation. Every body is different. Every situation is unique. So if you're going through this, the best step is to seek out a qualified health professional who can evaluate you in a complete and personalized way. Coming back to the question that brought you here, is it normal for an erection to start strong and then not last? Is it common? Yes. It happens to many men. But normal in the sense of healthy, ideal? No, it's not. And understanding that difference is essential. When this happens occasionally because of extreme fatigue, a bad night of sleep, too much alcohol, or short-term stress, that's okay. The body has bad days. That's human. But when it turns into a pattern, when it starts happening often, then it's no longer just a bad day. It's a sign that something needs attention. It could be circulation, it could be lifestyle, it could be hormones, it could be mental health. It could be a combination of all of that. And here's the good news. In most cases, there is a solution. Not a miracle, not a magic pill. It's about understanding the cause, making adjustments, and seeking guidance. Sometimes it's changing your diet, adding exercise, improving sleep, reducing stress. Sometimes it's treating a condition that had gone unnoticed. Sometimes it's therapy to deal with performance anxiety. Sometimes it's all of those things together. The point is this: you don't have to accept this as your fate. You don't have to live in fear of failing every time you have an opportunity for intimacy. There is a path, there is help, and you deserve to live your sexuality with confidence, health, and pleasure. An erection that starts strong but doesn't last is your body sending you a message. And the message is simple. Look at me. Pay attention to me. I need care. And when you listen to that message, when you take action, things can change. If you made it this far, I want you to know something. You're not alone. Millions of men go through this. Millions keep it to themselves. Millions feel ashamed. But none of them should, because taking care of your health, trying to understand what's happening in your body, isn't weakness. It's intelligence. It's self-care. It's respect for yourself. I'll see you in the next video.